Welcome. This interview is made by the Student Association of Foreign Affairs. Our guest tonight is Robert Hilton from the US Embassy in Sweden. Welcome, Robert.
Thank you.
The topic for tonight is the new presidency in the US. And I will start by asking about a new economic stimulation plan that was launched the other day. What is your comment on that?
It's a huge package, $800 billion US dollars, divided between tax cuts and spending. And the hope is that it will get the economy moving and create jobs. And the president has said that the biggest priority he has right now is the economy. And this is his plan to try to get things going again.
Okay, so some critics argue that the plan isn't big enough, and also the stock market went down yesterday when it was launched. How do you respond to these critics?
And some critics say the plan is too big. And the president himself has said he doesn't know that it will work. It's what he thinks is what we need. And some parts of it may fail, but he believes that on balance, it's about the right package for the size of the crisis. But it is simply something we're going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, so Obama appears to be open for dialogue and diplomatic relations with Iran. Do you think dialogue is possible?
Well, what he has said is that if Iran will unclench its fist, we may be able to reach out to them. And it's a difficult relationship. Iran is now celebrating the 30th anniversary of the 1979 revolution, and certainly it's been a very hard 30 years between our two countries. Yeah. And it will take many small steps, perhaps on both sides, but there is a sincere desire for dialogue on our part if we can find some way to meet, to talk.
But the war on terror will continue, like you have some issues with Iran before. So.
Well, in his inaugural address, President Obama said, to the terrorists, we will defeat you. And he meant that. He does not use the same terminology, perhaps, that President Bush did, but he understands that there still are terrorists and that the United States is still a target. And so the defense of the country is a priority for him, as it was for President Bush.
Okay, so it's more like a rhetoric manner of...
A different way of approaching it, maybe.
Okay. So one of the first decisions Obama made was to shut down Guantanamo Bay. Do you think this is important for the image of the U.S. in the rest of the world?
Certainly the decision was very well received in the rest of the world. The Guantanamo detention facility was established because we felt we had to have some place to put terrorists that we had detained in Afghanistan and elsewhere. But a lot of legal questions came out of that, and President Obama said the thing to do is to close this, find some other way to deal with these individuals. And certainly that has been a popular decision with many people in America and overseas. Yeah,
because on the other hand, Obama will increase the military presence in Afghanistan, as you mentioned. What do you think about that? Like to first shut down Guantanamo and spread the good message, and then
Well, during the campaign, President Obama talked about Afghanistan quite a lot. And he, in some ways, attacked President Bush and said, you've been so focused on Iraq that you've let this other war go to pieces. And he promised that he was going to spend more time and effort on Afghanistan. So in a sense, he's doing what he said he would do.
Okay, so a final question. Obama has great expectations on his presidency, both from America and the rest of the world. Do you think he can live up to the expectations?
No. I think the expectations are so high that no one person can possibly meet them. Okay. And I think that if you look at the tone of his inaugural address in January, I think he was trying to say, this is not going to be easy. And I think he was trying to say, I can't work miracles, and it's going to be a tough time for America. And I think he was trying to address some of that expectation without removing the hope, but to be a little more realistic.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So this clip is from the web journal Utpost.org, and you can visit our web journal whenever you want. So
thank you.
Thank you
I'll do
so.
Thank you.
Thanks.